Hi everyone, welcome back to Daisy's Days. Now today I'm going to show you how to make the simplest bread you'll probably ever make. To start it off, you're going to have just over 500 grams of flour, and you're going to put this in the bowl, but leave a little bit because you're going to need it for the kneading. That's why you have just over, really. That's enough, and then I'll save that. And then you're going to add 1 sachet of 7-gram yeast and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to mix this all up together so it's thoroughly combined. You don't see any big grains of yeast all around. You want it all to be combined in the flour. Once that has happened, you make a well in your flour. It has to be quite big. And you're going to start, this is 300 millilitres of water, just cold water, and 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now first of all, the olive oil, just add a little bit of thyme with the olive oil. Right, so add a little bit there, start mixing a bit, and then add half your water. You might not need all of your water, it depends on the flour you're using and the way you're mixing it and things. You want it to be not too sticky a dough, just a nice dough which is easy to knead. Good. So, more olive oil. Sometimes it can get a little bit messy. As I said, you don't know how much water you'll need, so don't just throw the whole lot in and hope for the best, because it won't work, trust me. Yeah, it gets messy, this part. Bit more water, the last of the olive oil. Mix that together. It's a nice dough. If you do get it a little bit too sticky, it is possible to put a little bit of your flour in. That's fine. It's just the consistency might be a little bit less. It won't be as good, but you can do that. You don't need to start again or anything. Right, when it gets to this sort of point, you want to bring your hands in there and bring it together as a dough, and all the edges coming in and together like this. That could do with a tiny bit more water, so I might just add the last of that in. It's not unusual to have a bit of flour on the edges and things. You don't need to combine all of that in if you don't need to. As soon as you've done that and it's become a nice big bowl, you're gonna come over to just some kind of bread surface where you can knead your bread on. You want it to be nice and elasticy. I would knead it for around 10 minutes. You'll know when it is, because it will come smooth and elastic and it will become a proper dough and look good. You don't need that much flour. Don't really need them anymore. Come over there. It depends on your dough but you may need a bit more flour in between, and also it may take less than 10 minutes, it just depends on your dough. So, proper kneading, good kneading. May take a bit of time. But this bread is great, because if you just want a simple bread using the I can't even say the word, the least amount of ingredients, this is the perfect one, because it's simple bread. This also, you can add seeds to it to make it seeded bread, or sometimes flavouring, it depends what you're doing. but because this is just a simple white loaf, you can do a lot to it. After it's finished kneading, it's going to be set aside and to be proved for an hour. So that will give it more air and make it more elasticy. What I love is when you finished proving it, can't say anything to say, and you're like punching it, getting all the air out and things, it's so nice and elasticy and it feels amazing. Don't put too much flour, even if it's starting to stick a little bit, because it will like sink in, if you know what I mean. It will change the consistency of the dough and you never want that. So now that my bowl is briefly cleaned and dried, I'm going to put my dough in there. It's good to push it down a little bit because when it proves it will come up massively. And then lightly cover it with a tea towel and put it in sort of the warmest place in your kitchen. Sort of just make sure it's warm, not the oven of course, just like warm but not hot. So I'm going to put mine over there. I'll see you later when it's proved. Voila, and the big reveal. It's a new day. I let this proving overnight because you can only prove it for an hour if you want to. But I decided not to, of course. I just decided to prove it overnight and then I can cook it the next day. Because you can leave bread overnight, so if you want to cook 2 batches at the same time, bake one for that day, bake one for the next day. It's really good. So now it's going to go in the oven. It needs to go in for 15-20 minutes. Keep an eye on it and we'll see. And I'll be back later to have a try. I bet it will be so tasty.
Yes, yum, I like it.
Yeah. So I've got my line of a glove and we're going to try my bread now. Let me take it out of the oven. Oh, it smells delicious. Oh, look at that. That looks great. Let's go and have a bite. It's going to be delicious. Let's have a slice now. Oh, it's hot. Ah! There we go. Look at that. Delicious. Now I think I'll put on a little bit of butter. Excuse me. Oh, yummy.
This bread is yummy.
Do you think so, Charlie?
This bread is yummy. Yummy, in my tummy.
Let's try it then. Beautiful. That's amazing. I really recommend making this bread. Thank you for watching Daisy's Days. Make sure to subscribe. Bye for now.